This is Ryan Pierce, host of Completely Serious. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Do you need some extra motivation in your life? Are you looking to be inspired? If so, then look no further than the Good God Company.
At the Good God Company, their mission is to create and clothe all loving humans with their unique, inspiring, and beautifully designed t-shirts.
All of the products from the Good God Company are equally designed to motivate you and improve your life. From their mugs, workout tanks, to eye-appealing shirts and sweatshirts.
Learn more about their renowned products by visiting thegoodgodcompany.com. That's thegoodgodcompany.com.
The Good God Company is proud to support Public House Media. The Good God Company. I'm feeling good.
This is Julianne Condia, host of Rewritten, here on Public House Media. Thank you so much for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Rewritten, where we will talk about you having limitless potential and can rewrite your story at any time. No matter your background, your past, or current situation, you can have the type of life you crave. A new show comes out every single Monday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Rewritten. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Self-esteem and self-love are the opposite of fear. The more you like yourself, the more you love yourself, the less fear you have of anything in this world. By Brian Tracy. Don't you just love that quote this morning? Self-esteem and self-love are the opposite of fear. Why do we have so much fear in our lives? Why do we have so much negativity and those kinds of things? Because we're lacking the self-esteem and lacking the self-love that get us to the opposite side of that. Good morning. Welcome to Choose to Rise. Welcome to Public House Media. I'm so glad that you're here with me this morning. We are going to be diving in this morning with 8 self-esteem boosters this morning. It is so important that you have positive self-esteem. It is so important that you love yourself. It is so important that you are connected to your upper being and that you realize the beautiful gift that you've been given, this wonderful life here on earth. And if you're not feeling like it's a wonderful earth, if you're not feeling like it's a wonderful life, then you have to kind of clue into like what's triggering that, what is it that's making you think that, and how can we change it, right? So today we're going to be talking about 8 self-esteem boosters because the opposite of fear is love. The opposite of destruction is building. The opposite of negativity is positivity, and we want to make sure that you are living the good life, the positive life, the things in this world that are going to build you up, that are going to encourage you, they're going to help you realize the beautiful creature that God created you to be. God makes no mistakes, so why do we doubt? Why do we have less faith? Why do we diminish the things that He's created for us? In my devotional this morning, it's called Endless Possibilities, and it says, no matter how hard we try, we cannot save ourselves. Left to our own devices, we will fail every single time. God tells us we have faith, but yet we doubt. God tells us to believe, yet we question. God commands us to trust, and yet we still hesitate. He understands our limitations, and we know that there are negative things in this world, but if we would lean in on Him a little bit more, we would have so much more positivity and self-esteem. And if we would lean in on Him a little more and believe in the fact that He's created us to be this perfect being, we would have a lot more positivity, and health and love in our life. So this morning, I want to give you 8 practical tips. I want to give you some little pieces of advice, some little tangible things that you can do in your life to overcome that the low self-esteem, overcome the doubt, overcome the lack of faith, overcome the lack of trust in who God's made you to be, and help you move forward in a way that's going to help you be positive and uplifting, and just go forward in a better way. So welcome to Monday. If you're listening live here with me on the live video, thank you, Christy, for jumping on. Thank you so much for being here. Drop below where you're watching from, let's see where this voice is reaching. Where are we at this today? And, if you're listening in the podcast version, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for pushing play. I would really appreciate if any and all of you would share this with somebody else in your world. Share either the concept with somebody else, share the podcast with somebody else so someone else can listen. Growing this network, growing this opportunity to share our voices with others is so important to us, and we really can only do it with your help and support. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for sharing in advance. And let's dive in. Let's talk about some eight key tips that you can give yourself or you can help somebody else with. Share the love with someone else and increase your self-esteem. Number 1 is tackle your gremlin. Yeah. Weird, right? Tackle your gremlin. We all have a negative voice lurking inside of us. We sometimes talk about there's like a little angel and little devil sitting on your shoulders. It's that little voice lurking inside of us that voice speaks up when a challenge rises. It's key to dealing with your gremlin is being aware that it's there, so that it can't surprise you. A lot of things, that little gremlin shows up and says, you can't do that. You're not strong enough. You're not ready for that. There's no way you'll be able to do that. Like, have you heard that little voice before in your head? That's the little gremlin. That's the fear that's sitting inside your heart, that's sitting inside of you that says, nope, 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 nope. But what we really need to do is shut that gremlin down. We need to put him aside. Fear should always be in your car. If, say you're driving, I heard this in a book. If you're driving a car down the road, fear is always going to be there with you. You can't get rid of fear. In fact, fear sometimes is a good thing in your life, but if you let it rule your life, it's not a good thing. But if you let it motivate you and let you keep you going, that's when it becomes good. So if you can keep fear in the back seat of your car and not sitting next to you or not in the driver's seat, you're going to be much better off. So number 1 is tackle that gremlin. Get rid of that negative voice. When it shows up in your world, stop it, squelch it, retaliate with a word of positivity and shut the gremlin down. The second thing that you can do is do something for someone else. Yep. Getting out of your way and doing something for someone else could help transform the way you feel about yourself, and it makes you think positively about yourself and it helps you move forward in a more positive way. So when you can do positive for other people, that positivity will kind of boomerang back to you. So making sure that you are doing something that feels good, and when you can encourage that good feeling and you can keep that good feeling going, and by doing something good for someone else, it will have this trickle effect of like the pay it forward method in a way. And if you can do something that makes them feel good, they're going to do something for somebody else that makes them feel good, and it just keeps going. And that's the kind of love and that's the kind of energy that we want to keep going in this world. It will not only help you boost your self-esteem, but it will help someone else's esteem be boosted as well, because you're taking care of them and they will feel loved. The third thing that you can do to boost your self-esteem is to set your bar realistically. Yep. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Setting yourself challenges is the right thing to do, for sure. You want to set the bar high enough that it's outside of your comfort zone, but not so high that you feel defeated if you can't reach it right away. So the key is to be realistic with your plans if you're looking for achievable challenges, but not impossible ones. And it's perfectly fine. And in fact, I highly encourage you to dream really big dreams, like dreams that people are going to laugh at you for because they don't think they're possible. But when it really comes down to reaching those really big dreams, it's about breaking them down into smaller chunks that more realistically that you can do at a time. So my team and we're reaching for this really big goal again this year. And to look at the end result right now seems really daunting. And it doesn't seem realistic. It doesn't seem like it's going to happen. But when we break it down into the small pieces that we need to accomplish in order to get there, it becomes way more doable and it becomes way more realistic to do a small chunk at a time than it is to do it all at once. Now, if I was going to say we're going to meet this really massive goal this month here in August, or this month, or right here in September, which is going to be here very soon, it doesn't seem feasible and I would be defeated. But if I say I'm going to reach this part of the goal now, and I'm going to break into this realistic piece, and then this realistic piece, and then that realistic piece, and pretty soon the whole massive goal gets a heck of a lot easier to achieve. The fourth thing that you can do is cement your success. Each night before you go to bed, write down 3 positive things that happened. We've talked about this a lot. It's called a gratitude journal. It's about something focusing on the positive, focusing on what you want to have happen again. So each night before you go to bed, write down 3 positive things that happened to you in that day. Or maybe it's during the day, maybe it's at your lunch break, maybe it's in the morning right away when you wake up. But then smile about it. Grow and gets you outside of your comfort zone a little bit. That's going to help you keep pushing forward and being positive. Hey, I think we're back. I don't know what happened there with my phone, if I was frozen there for a second. For those of you that are on live video, hopefully my voice continued to happen. So, the number 5 was try something completely new, stepping outside of your comfort zone, getting a little bit farther into something new and different in your world is going to help you be more positive and help boost your self-esteem. Number 6 is know how people see you. This one's important. It's really about reflection, but be sure people see you in the way that you think that they do. Most people get this wrong and think that it comes from across worse than they actually do. They stop themselves doing things as a result of it. So a lot of people think that if they often feel like people see them in more of a negative light than what they actually do. That negative voice is in their head. That little gremlin is sitting on their shoulder and talking about how they're not able to, or they're just not right, or good morning, Maddie. And so it's just a matter of really being in check of how other people see you. Find some trusted friends, find some people in your world, really analyze and reflect on how it is other people see you, and then that will boost your self-esteem more than likely, because 9 times out of 10, we feel like people see us in more of a negative light than they actually do. So, a lot of times working with women, this is something that is more of a physical thing, where they feel like when they look in the mirror, they are 30 pounds heavier than they actually are, or they see the ugly flaws, they see the things that are not real, and the people around them are like, what are you talking about? You're beautiful, like you are so small, like, or you fit into that great, or that dress looks nice on you. And we as women are often have that little gremlin on our shoulder saying nope, 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 nope. But we have to stop that. One way to boost your self-esteem is to know how other people see you and dive into those positive thoughts and really connect to what the actuality is, and not the negative things that you have going on in your head. Number 7 is to stop apologizing. There's no need to keep apologizing. By saying sorry when there's nothing to really be sorry about, you're sending the message to people that you're completely doubting yourself. You only say sorry if you actually need to do it. And women are notorious at saying they're sorry about things that they really should not be sorry about. And so really watch yourself with this one. We talked about this way early on in the podcast about saying you're sorry all the time. And it was really eye-opening for me even to think about how many times I say I'm sorry in a day that I really don't need to say I'm sorry for. There's nothing in the situation or nothing in the conversation or in the happening that I needed to be sorry about. So someone says something like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize, or I'm sorry, no, you can't do that. I'm sorry. No, you're really not sorry that the child can't do that or someone else can't do that. What do you need to be sorry for? I was in this grocery store the other day, and someone asked me where something was, and I was like, I'm sorry, I don't know, but over there, do I need to really be sorry that I don't know where it is? She was asking for me help too, but instead of saying I'm sorry, I could have said, no, I don't know where that is, but let's figure it out together, right? Stop apologizing. We don't need to apologize for everything, especially things that are not our fault. So really check yourself on that one. That one's, I think, probably the most profound out of these 8. And then the last one is number 8, is stop comparing yourself. Try to base your expectations on yourself, on what you do and what your own aspirations are. Not what other people are doing, not what other people think are important, not what other people are accomplishing or wanting to accomplish, because their goals, their life, their situation is theirs, not yours. And so everyone that comes to the table has their own experiences, their own goals, their own aspirations, and their own individual purpose. God created us all as unique individuals, and we should never be trying to fit into somebody else's shoes, because those weren't made for us. And so there's nothing positive to be gained from worrying about how you compare to other people. Now, if you're trying to emulate someone, or you're trying to have the same success as somebody else, there is power in success leaves clues, and that you should, maybe try something that they're doing. But to compare yourself where you're at and where they're at is really unfair, because to yourself and to the other person, because you don't know where they're at in their journey. You don't know the experiences or the pieces that have come into their life that have gotten to them to that point. So really being focused on yourself, and the only person that you should really ever compare yourself is to your past self and your current self. Have you made improvement, right? So looking at where you've been in the past, reflecting on that, and trying to figure out, have I made myself better? Have I made some improvements? If not, okay, what am I going to do differently to move forward in my future? You are the only person you should ever compare yourself to, so that you can always make improvements, not to bring you down. And so hopefully one of these 8 tips has helped you out today. 8, stop comparing yourself. 7, stop apologizing. 6, see how other people see you and not just the negativity things in your head. 5, try something completely new today. 4, cement your success by really being grateful and reliving the positive things of your day. 3, set your bar realistically so that it's 5 feet out of your comfort zone and not 500 feet outside of your comfort zone. 2, do something for someone else today to boost your self-esteem and feeling good about yourself, and boost their self-esteem because they're feeling loved. And then number 1, tackle that gremlin. Get rid of the negative voice that is hanging out in your side of your head, and really focus on the positive things and where you want to go, and not where that little gremlin wants you to go. So thank you so much for joining me this morning. I really appreciate you being here live on the live video with me, and I would really love and appreciate if you would take a screenshot and share it with somebody else, or if you're on the Facebook, hitting that little share button to your own personal page so other people can hear this and be uplifted today. Thanks so much to the Good God Company for being one of our sponsors, and it's been such a blessing and honor to have them be a part of this. They provide amazing positive and inspirational consumer goods that help other people feel uplifted and positive. So you can use PHM10 and get 10% off your order at thegoodgodcompany.com. Thank you so much, Christy, for joining, and Maddie, and the one other person, I can't see who you are, but I really appreciate you being a part of today, and I hope that you have a fantastic week and a beautiful Monday. It is a rainy day here this Monday here in Iowa, but we're going to have some sunshine in our hearts and positivity in our world. So hope you have a great day, and I will see you back here on Wednesday. Bye.